Hello, everyone. This is Kevin, your entrepreneur, and let's talk about Uber and politics. I don't want this channel to become a political channel, if you will, but since Uber and the Trump administration are very closely intertwined with each other, it's looking like that's going to become difficult to avoid. So, just because this is the hip thing people are doing, if there's ever going to be a video discussing politics, I'll just go hashtag politics. I think it's stupid, but whatever. That's what the kids are doing these days, right? And this is actually really funny because here's the thing. Okay, first of all, what's not funny, the travel ban. Yeah, travel ban, not really a good idea. Not a good thing. I mean, I'm all for tougher screening for immigrants entering the U.S., but this travel ban went way overboard. It's like it's screening to a fault. So I'm just gonna get that out there. And at JFK, because the taxi drivers, because a lot of them are Muslim, and the bill seems specifically targeted towards Muslims, they decided to show solidarity. So from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., they were not going to drive any passengers. A whole hour. Well, I guess you protest the way you got to protest, right? But of course, something funny happened during that hour. Because the taxi drivers were protesting and striking, that pretty much meant that people had to call Ubers and Lyfts. And so Uber came and they took all their money. It's, yeah, that's supply and demand. And when you have competition, you can't just stop working because competition means that if someone can't get the milk from this store, they'll get it from another store. It's that simple. Well, of course, liberals, it has to be liberals. They decided this was offensive because Uber drivers were taking advantage of those poor Muslims' right to not work. Even though the Muslims chose not to work, even though the taxi drivers chose not to do anything, somehow the Uber drivers, no, they're the bad guys. They're the bad guys because they said, "Hey, you don't want to make money? Well, we'll make some money." And that's what happened. It's that simple. So what are the liberals doing? Well, they created this hashtag called delete Uber. And this is what liberals do when they want to protest and not actually do anything. So what are they doing? They're deleting the Uber app from their phone. Because we took advantage of the airport situation. Liberals, let me explain something to you. We live in an economy, a capitalist society that's based on supply and demand. And when there's demand, there should be supply to fill that demand. Here's the thing. At between 6 and 7, people who are getting off the airline or the airplane, they don't care about your political statements. Maybe they do on any other day, but not today. They just want to get a ride and go home. If the taxi drivers are choosing not to fill that need, someone else will. And in this case, it was Uber and Lyft. Now, I don't know why Lyft isn't getting the delete Lyft hashtag. I don't know. I really don't. But the bottom line is Uber drivers, they filled a need. There was a demand, they provided the supply. It's that simple. So that they did nothing wrong. They did absolutely nothing wrong. And Uber as a company did not do anything wrong because they don't control where their drivers go. I mean, they kind of can by offering incentives and their surges, but surges isn't Uber deliberately manipulating the market. That is when the demand is up, the prices go up because the supply can't meet the demand. And yeah, guys, it's simple economics. They teach this in 3rd grade. So that's one thing. The other thing is by deleting the Uber app, you're actually not sticking it to anyone but the people who drive. Because here's the thing. If you want to get a ride and you're not using Uber, then the people that you're sticking it to are the Uber drivers who probably need your rides to make a living. I know people who do this because they need this job. I don't need it per se, but it definitely helps. I'm not going to lie. And while I am very particular about when I drive, you know what? If you're deleting the apps and I can't make money on Uber, I'll do another service. It's that simple. You're not hurting anyone and you're not hurting the Trump administration. In fact, if anything, right after Travis Kalanick said we should support our president and everything, like a day later after this travel ban was put into effect, essentially, Kalanick said, "Well, I'm going to talk to Trump about this." I, I don't know how serious he is, to be honest. That's so strange. Like, oh, I'm going to talk to Trump about it. Yeah, I'm going to talk to Trump about it. Is he really that close to Trump? I don't know. I I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to make himself look good. I don't know. But the bottom line is, right now, officially, the Uber CEO is on the Muslim side, who does not want this to happen, and who thinks this is, for lack of a better term, deplorable. Don't. I know what you're going to say. Save those comments, okay? But the Uber CEO seems okay, seems to be in favor of getting rid of the travel ban. The Uber drivers seem to be indifferent on the topic. And if the travel ban wasn't there, then, the taxi drivers wouldn't have to protest. And really, they don't have to protest anyway. If they want to make money, they can make money. They just have to drive. It's that simple. So this delete Uber hashtag is just so, so stupid. It's pretty much just a bunch of whiny little liberal millennials who want to protest for other people without actually getting up and doing any hard work. I'm As I sit here contemplating this, I kind of wonder what the future of my channel is going to be. What is it going to look like? Is it just going to be a story like this every other day? Because if it is, this is going to get extremely exhausting very fast. So, well, what do you folks think? Have you deleted Uber? I'd like to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.